Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be reviewing this trade right here. It was genuinely beautiful trade. I closed it right over here, so this was right before the spread hours, so I closed it right here. I do not want to hold overnight. This trade was sent into Discord on a Sunday. I said that we're gonna make a pullback into this level, and from here I'll be expecting some type of reversal. And once I see entry model, I send this zone into the Discord as our buying level. SL below this low should be protected if we are still bullish. And when it comes to indices, usually if you look at a price action, they are always trending, so you can hold these trades, and instead of like closing the position at the high and making only 3 risk reward, you can then trail the stop loss, and instead of 3 risk reward, you can now get like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 risk rewards. Okay, so that's a beautiful thing with indices, gold, and overall trending pairs. I think even GBP, JBP is usually trending, so GBP, JPY is also valid. But I like to trade indices. Sometimes I trade gold, but most of the time indices and also EURUSD. So in this one, I'll be going over this trade. Super clean, super simple. Everything is based on our mechanical approach. So on a Sunday, I said that we're gonna tap into this level, trap sellers into the market. So as you can see, we had break and close below this last low. Okay, so now a lot of people will be looking for sells from these levels to continue the trend on a low time frame. But if you look at a hard time frame, everything is bullish. So 90% of the time when the hard time frame is bullish and lower time frame will now turn bearish, this is usually just a trap and market will continue higher. Okay, so that's exactly what will happen right here. As you can see, this is multi-time frame liquidity cycle. So we got fake move right here. So this is fake move to the downside, and also fake move to the downside right here. Okay, so every single time frame is the same. So something to keep in mind, that time frame doesn't matter. All you have to look for is liquidity is being taken, and that's it. Okay, trap people and go into the opposite direction. So now remember this zone, and if I go to 1 minute, on 1 minute you can see that from this level now we broke below the last low. So a lot of people will take the last buy before sell. Okay, so the last buy before sell is supply zone or order block, and people will be selling from these order blocks, supply zones, or even these breaking levels. It doesn't matter what zone you are using for sells. All it matters that you understand the direction, and positioning into the trade is usually the easiest step when it comes to trading. So as you can see right here, this is our entry point. Okay, so I was expecting fake move down from this level, so something like this. So this was the last sell. This was the supply zone, or whatever you want to call it. Then we came back into the supply zone, and once I saw that we are start going lower, I was expecting buys from this level. Okay, so price went lower, trapping sellers. So now this is a bearish order flow. Okay, so we got liquidity right here, and yeah, now it's gonna blast through it. So huge liquidity pool at the top. So this will mean that the volume when it comes to bullish price action will be huge, and we can just hold it and trail the stop loss towards. Usually I try to aim towards the all-time highs, because as you can see on the daily or even weekly, every single high on the left was taken. So most of the time we're gonna take the high right here. Okay, every single high will get eventually taken, so even this one. So if you understand where the market is gonna most likely go, and you enter right at the bottom right here, for example, now you can have tight stop loss, for example like this, and you can target the all-time high and get like 20 risk reward. Okay, it's super simple. When it comes to forex, it's much harder to take these trades because forex is moving sideways. So indices for me are much easier to trade if you understand how to trade them, because if you don't know how to trade indices, it will be probably harder than forex. But if you know how to trade them, now it's much easier. By the way, this zone was sent into Discord as well for buys, and the entry point for some people was right over here, sell below last low. And even if you enter right here and target, for example, let's say this substructural high, this would be like 1 to 6, and it's super easy trade. Okay, just continuation of the trend after trapping some people right here. So we have this high, then we created lower low. Now sellers will be expecting lower high to create lower low. Okay, so exactly the same trade as right here. During Asia, we came into this level, and then during London, we created this move up, then the fake pullback, trapping sellers, and we can enter the trade right here. Price just went up from here. Beautiful, super simple trade. So if you know how to trade gold or indices, always try to find a way how to trail your stop loss, because every time you enter a trade, like 90% of the time, it will continue much higher than you expect. Okay, so let's say you had TP right here. Now, instead of targeting these highs, for example, for like free risk reward, so let's say this was free risk reward, now you can just trail the stop loss. For example, with some EMAs or how you want to do it, depends on your strategy. I'm not going to say here how I'm going to trail my stop loss, but let's say you have some type of EMA like this. And now once we're going to break below the EMA, right over here, this would be, instead of 3 risk reward, this can be like 8 risk reward. Okay, so if you are trading gold indices, GBP, JPY, and just overall trending pairs, find a way how to trail your stop loss, and it will help you so much with maximizing your gains. But at the same time, once you're gonna hit the TP, make sure around the take profit, you at least log the profits right here. Okay, so usually we're gonna break the high, retest the high, and continue higher. So price will create a small pullback, and once the pullback is done, so for example this candle, now you can start to trail your stop loss. Okay, it's a win-win situation because you are locked around the same position as the high. So instead of 3 risk reward, you got like 2.8, 2.9, which is almost the same. And now you can just trail the stop loss with some EMAs or structural points or hard time frame liquidity cycles, low time frame liquidity cycles, depends on you how you're gonna understand it the best. So hopefully it makes sense. If you got any questions, always message me on Instagram. And if you want to join my Discord, take these trades as well. Learn how I trade. It's the first link in the description. And see you next time.